How are you,
Abu? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, no. I'd rather just speak to in person. There's been a lot of, misinformation. But I never really dealt with our brothers and sisters that were born in America before. Now I have a far different take on them than I did when I first encountered them.
Hello and welcome to another day in paradise, and welcome to another edition of the Unapologetic Negropian. In today's video, over the weekend, Blaxit has come out with a series of 3 videos showing her undivided support for both Shantae White and Phoenix Rain. It's been a few months now since Blaxit's former clients came out and exposed her on my YouTube channel, and now it seems to be all blowing up once again. And it's not going to get any easier after tonight's video. In today's video, we have a secretly recorded phone call from Blaxit to one of her customers. And in this phone call, which is quite damning, she exposes her true feelings to African Americans, and especially African Americans being on the African continent. This may come as a surprise to many, as she is the person who has always spoken about people of all nations, all ethnicities. It didn't matter, as long as you were the right color, then you was definitely on her side. But after tonight's video, you may have a different opinion on how she thinks about people from across the diaspora, more specifically African Americans. So please guys, forgive me for the rough edges of this video. I really wanted to get this out as soon as possible. I'm going to ask you to please like, subscribe, share, click the bell notification, and please consider supporting the channel on our Patreon, link in the description, and please consider supporting the Oversight channel. All you need to do is follow it. Link is also in the description. So let's get on with this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play you just a little part of what she says about African Americans specifically. If you know Juliet, you know she knows how to talk, and she will talk and talk and talk. And I really wanted to keep this compact as possible so I can get it out to you this evening. This phone call is actually 45 minutes long. She exposes herself in many ways, so I didn't want to keep this video long. I could have made this video an hour long if I wanted to. I'm going to try and keep it to 10 minutes long so you can listen to it and you can have your thoughts on it afterwards. So please go ahead, take a listen to this, let me know what you think about this.
We do a video, actually, I'm making it like an infographic, so it's slightly different to how I usually explain things. It's like cartoony. So it goes through the whole process, like step by step, almost like, school children, sort of age adaptable.
So as you just heard, she is planning to make videos once again, explaining to people how buying land in Africa works. But she's going to do it like a cartoon. She said this herself. It was a little condescending, and you can tell that she is speaking to one of her clients, clearly, and she doesn't want that client to realize that she is speaking about potential clients in a demeaning kind of a way. Oh, she's going to start making cartoons, in a sort of a childish way so that the people can understand. The reason why these people initially didn't understand was her fault in the first place. If she wasn't there to be an agent for the land, if she wasn't there to explain to people how the land process works, then what is she there for?
You know why? Me, I've got this, I want to help my own people. But I never really dealt with our brothers and sisters that were born in America before. Now I have a far different take on them than I did when I first encountered them. I didn't know. I only met my family, and my family were kind of okay. They're creating so much crime here. They're doing so much drama here. They're creating so much problems here. Now Gambians are now questioning about automatic citizenship because of them. Black people kill black people in Chicago, and they've got the same mentality that they brought here. They brought the same mentality here.
So as you just heard, she blames all the drama, all the bad things that are happening in the Gambia, she blames that on the Americans. So she believes that the Americans are the ones that brought the crime into the Gambia and has de facto made it almost impossible for her to put through her plans for automatic citizenship into the Gambia.
And that's the reason why you see this whole group of Americans, but they like to call themselves Americans even when they're here in Africa. I call myself Gambian. I don't give a stuff, right? And they still like to, they don't call themselves Gambian residents or anything like that. We're Gambian residents. That's what we are. We live here, but they never call themselves that. They still call themselves Americans.
This part might be true. Okay, they don't call themselves Gambian residents. They have lived in the United States of America. The culture there is pretty strong, even though some people don't believe that it exists. Get a lot of Americans who will go abroad, who will continue to call themselves Americans afterwards. I don't think that there's any problem with that.
Happened recently. Look at Bag. Look what Bag went and did. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And then they go online to pretend like they ain't done nothing wrong. I'm like, what planet do you live on?
What?
And it ain't even the first time. Like you get caught red-handed and then you're trying to profess your innocence, right? As if you're going to claim something to all your listeners in order to make me look like I'm vilified. I told you, you can cross me once, but don't cross me twice. So I had to deal with you harshly. You understand? And you don't threaten me and get away with it. This is those American street tactics,
Rick threaten you?
His wife.
His what? Sweet juicy mama, huh?
Yeah, it's so sweet or juicy when you meet him in real life.
So you could hear her talk about the incident at the post office with the Black Acres of the Gambia, namely Rick and Cynthia. You can tell that at the time of this recording, which was shortly after the live that her former clients had with me on my live, on my platform, it was not long after this that this phone call was made, and she was, of course, I think what she was doing at this time is she was just calling around all of her potential clients to make sure that they were all cool and they understood where she was coming from, and hey, listen, it's what they're saying is rubbish. So I think it was damage control. That is what she's doing here. She's doing a pretty bad job of it as well, because what she's doing is she's showing the potential client that she is kind of desperate. She's not happy, clearly, right? She's very upset.
So I had to deal with you harshly. You understand? And you don't threaten me and get away with it. This is those American street tactics,
Rick threaten you?
His wife.
His what?
So as you can hear from this telephone conversation, or this outtake of the telephone conversation, you can tell that she squarely lays everything that's going wrong in the Gambia at this present moment. She blames it on the Americans that have moved there. Now, this is just one part of this telephone call. Like I said, this telephone call went on for 45 minutes. You are not going to believe the things that she says, not just about her clients, but about Americans, about Gambians. It's crazy. And I really wanted to make sure that you guys were able to absorb this as much as possible. So I'm going to make a few videos over the next few days. I'm going to bring them out, and hopefully you guys will be able to further understand that not everybody care about who you are and about you coming back home. A lot of them simply care about taking your money. She would have never spoken to an African American person like this. Clearly, she wouldn't have. But she felt very comfortable saying these particular things, someone who sounds like a continental African. This is not a problem for her. She wanted to make sure that she was safe in herself. And this is sad. This is really pathetic. But this is something we're going to be doing. We're going to be talking about this, and we are going to go live. Hopefully tomorrow. I've been really busy, so I'm sorry, but you're going to have to bear with me. So guys, what do you think about this secretly recorded telephone call? Was it a surprise to you? Do you think that she should continue to garner money from the African Americans? Because the majority of Her clients are African Americans. Do you think African Americans should still go to her and use her services? Let me know in the comments section below. It'd be really good to hear what your opinions are on this. That's it from me for today. I'd like to thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I'd like to give an extra special thank you to my Patreon, and I will see you in the next one. Until the next time, please think twice. Ta-ra a bit.